Well, I'm the toughest guy in the company, period, whether it's Anderson or any other opponent, but there's never been a guy with earrings that could out-tough me, and he's not going to be the first. Everything's a negative thing. Everything's a hurdle that you have to get through, but that's the way it should be. If you're in the main event and you're going to headline an event, there should be pressure and added distractions and things to do. I'm a partner with the UFC. Anderson's an employee. There's a big difference. That's the reason all the questions keep coming to me, because I give a coherent and clear answer that somebody wants to hear, and he sits on a speakerphone in a car somewhere and says yes and no. I'm not of the camp that goes out and says ridiculous things like I'm going to go out and bang and one of us is going to fall down. I'm not taking any way out here. I'm not saying we're going to go out and beat each other up until one guy is not standing. I'm going to be standing. He's going to be flat on his back. And if I got to stay up and pound on him for 25 minutes and go home and watch myself on the DVR, that's fine with me. I'm going to skip the first question because it's ridiculous. So I really don't care about that. I don't believe in these things like sportsmanship and honor and all this crap that you guys like to talk about. I think it's a fight. Go out there and do whatever you want. Secondly, no, I just don't like him. That's it. I don't offer an apology, and I don't need to give an explanation. We can't all get along. He and I aren't going to be friends, and we're going to go out and fight. And that's it. I don't wish him a bad life. I don't have to hope anything bad happens to him. I'm going to take his belt on August 7th, and Dana's going to fire him on August 8th. American fans aren't biased to Americans. We just like whoever we like here. We're not real hometown people like a lot of countries. Anderson, I don't think, has any fans. He's the only guy in the world that's been a champion 4 years, never beaten in 4 years, that's sponsored by one company. Nobody sponsors him. Nobody puts their name on the guy, and nobody wants to dress like him, act like him, or be like him. I, on the other hand, have a number of sponsors, a number of merchandise that's got my name on it, and it's some of the best sellers out there. So I know who the fans are behind. I don't think about Anderson at all. I don't spend any of my day thinking about him unless somebody asks me about him. The opponent just doesn't matter. That's what bullies do. That's what Anderson does. Guys go out and they pick their fights and they take easy fights, fighting math teachers from Ohio and one-legged guys from Canada. It's going to be a tremendous difference when he gets in with an All-American from Portland, Oregon. Of course I'm promoting this fight myself. And that's the way it should be. Nobody wants to hear from Anderson anyway. I'm shocked with all these people that come on here and ask him questions. Who cares what Anderson has to say? You guys are the only fans he's got is the media. There's nobody buying tickets to see this guy. There's nobody selling merchandise because this guy's wearing it. There's nobody tuning into a pay-per-view. I'm the one carrying the show, and that's the way it should be. I'm the one they want to see. I'm the one that they're paying to see, and I really don't even know why he's here. These guys go in there and they say, well, he's scared. Well, that's street talk. That's what you say on the playground. You call one of them kids scared, the other kid admits it, then all of a sudden you don't have to fight him. Who cares if you're scared or not? I'm going to put my hands up and go run them into his face repeatedly on August 7th as soon as they call my name. I don't know what hype means, and I mean that sincerely. I keep hearing this term hype, and I just don't know what it means. If you take pro wrestling, a guy goes out, he does an interview that he creates, he rehearses it a few times, and he sends it out there. That's called hype. That's BS. It's garbage. It's phony. You guys come to me with questions, and I answer your questions. That's it. I don't go out and shoot a promo on my own and then air it. I don't ask myself questions so that I can give the responses that I garner. You guys ask questions, and I answer them. That's it. I don't think that's hype. That's the fight business. If two guys are going to fight, let's give people a reason to watch it. I mean, you got to understand, I could drag Anderson Silva outside the hotel and beat him up anytime I want. I've made a commitment to wait till August 7th, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure millions of people watch me do it. When I win the championship, I don't plan on giving Rich a title shot either. I challenged Rich for 18 months, and he never responded. I challenged Anderson Silva for 4 years, and he's ducked me every bit of the way. I challenged both of those guys, and in the process, I fought 12 guys in the top 10, beat 10 of them, beat every champion of every organization there's ever been except one, and that's because neither of those guys would give me my shot. I beat the Elite XC champion, I beat Strike Force champion, I beat Bodog's champion, I beat IFL's champion, I beat the WEC champion twice. I beat every champion of every company there's ever been, and there's not another middleweight living today that can make that claim, except for the UFC champion. And the math teacher wouldn't fight me, and neither would the Spider. But he's here now, and he's not here on his own free will. He's here because Uncle Dana made him do it. I fought 12 guys in the top 10. I beat 10 of them. I fought the number 1 guy in the world 3 times. I fought the number 2 guy in the world 2 times. I beat them all. I beat every champion of every company there has ever been, and nobody else can say it. I've accomplished far more in this sport than Anderson Silva. He's accomplished far more in this company than me, but he doesn't have the resume behind him, let alone the fights or the experience in this sport that I do. So, you know, the fact that you guys finally started paying attention versus the fact that I've been beating people up for 8 years, you know, that's you guys being behind, not me. You knew when you asked him a question that you were setting yourself up for a boring answer, and you got one. So what are you going to do? This is Anderson yet again. You know, he truly believes the answer he gave a few minutes ago, that people are tuning in to see a fight and not see anything else. He really means that. He feels like he's taking the moral high ground. He couldn't be more wrong. Does he know anything about business? Has this guy ever done anything? That's not what people are tuning in to see. People don't want to just see two people fight. They want to know why they're fighting. He comes on here and says something stupid as though he's saying like some Nobel Prize winning statement. He couldn't have this industry more backwards. You got to understand, I fought 41 men, and I've never been outstruck on my feet either. So it's not as, you know, as much as we keep trying to act like I've got to get him down and he's got to keep it up, that's really not the truth. 41 men couldn't outstrike me. He's not going to be the first. We're going to go out there and fight. This is going to be a real fight. It's going to be something he's not used to. I've dominated every fight I've ever been in, including the ones I've been beat in. It's shocking that he actually believes it and then stands there with his chest out like we should all pat him on the back and go, oh, good job, Anderson. You're training really hard. Well, guess what, dummy? I've been training really hard since I was 9 years old, and I still have time to bring interest to people seeing me whip your ass on August 7th.